Hi everyone, so it is currently 6 minutes past 11 on the 31st of March. So the Magical Readathon starts in like 53.5-ish minutes, and I'm still currently reading 3 different books that I wanted to get finished before this point, but that's not happened. The one I'm focusing on the most right now is Darkness Breaks, which is the second book in the Darkness Falls series by Jessica Sorensen. I've got 104 pages left. I don't expect to get that finished before midnight, but I'm going to give it a jolly good go. I'm going to update you probably once the Magical Readathon starts, but I just wanted to say hi and get the sort of intro clip done and out of the way, because the next clip will be in bed and I don't want the opening clip of this vlog to be me in bed. There's going to be plenty of clips of me in bed anyway, so let's start not in bed. Also, if you haven't seen, I've got my TBR just here. That's just a small chunk of it. I'm reading a lot this month, it would seem, and I'm excited to be vlogging along the way. If you've not watched my TBR video for this readathon, then to give you a little bit of a heads up, I'm either looking at being a librarian or a grader of magical tomes. They need 5 and 4 hours respectively, so I don't need an awful lot, and there's a lot of overlap between the two, but I just want to try and be an overachiever and hit as many of them as I can. Plus my TBR game has led to me having lots to read. Plus I've just got so much stuff to finish off already. This may be a month-long readathon, but I'm going to be going in hard. Yeah, enough waffling. I need to crack on with getting as much of that book finished as I can, so I can kind of only have 2 books that I need to get finished tomorrow rather than 3. Update time, it is now midnight and I've still got 78 pages of whatever this book is called. I've forgotten the name. So I didn't mention earlier, but this is a YA paranormal book that has vampires and that kind of thing in it, and there's not really an awful lot that I can say about it except that it's very typical of its time. It's nothing special. It'll probably end up getting 3 stars like the first book in the series did from me. It just does what it says on the tin. It's just a bit of something easy to just entertain, and that's the best way of looking at it, I think. But yeah, it is now midnight, so the Magical Readathon has officially begun. So I will carry on reading this book, even though it's not an official readathon book, because I want to get everything done and cleared out, and that will be all of tomorrow technically, although we're now today. That'll be all of that job, I think. So yeah, I probably won't update again because it'll be silly o'clock, but we'll see. I want to try and get this book finished before I fall asleep, so that's my goal. Good morning everyone. I've been awake about an hour or so. It's now 9 AM. I finished off, I can't remember the name of that book. This morning. I managed to read quite a bit of it last night, but I finished it this morning. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't anything special. It was probably more like 2.5 stars. There is one last book in the series which I may as well read at this point, so at some point in the next few months I'll be picking that up. But now I'm going to listen to some audiobook. I'm going to listen to Lady Oracle while I go on my Switch a bit and play a bit of Animal Crossing, because I need to have a little check into my town. I have realised I've messed up a bit and not put any of my owls as audiobooks, so I still can't start making any progress there, but never mind. Well, I think it's safe to say that I spent far too long on Animal Crossing, as I managed to listen to half of Lady Oracle So this afternoon I'm going to dedicate to reading, and I'm going to pick up The Starless Sea and trying to make a bit of progress in it, because I can't remember what was going on in this anymore. It's been that long. Now, I realise I'm reading a fantasy book, and so I should probably take this with a grain of salt, but I'm just thinking, so someone in this book has been given directions, and if I was given these directions, there's no way in heck I'd remember all of these. I'd want them like writing down or something. It says, return the way you came, down the stairs. When you reach the main hall, go around to the back of the stairs. From there you can go down to the basement and out the back door. That door leads to the garden, and there's a gate at the back. Go out the gate and turn right. Proceed to the end of the alley and back to the street. I'll be waiting across the street. When I see you, I'll start walking. Follow me for 6 blocks. And then there's another bit about halfway down the block on the left, there's a grey building. How? There's no way I'd be able to remember that. No way. How's this character meant to remember that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe a normal person can remember that. So I'm enjoying this great big chunker a lot, and this is only because I'm just not used to reading physical books very often, let alone chunky hardbacks. How do people read books like this on a daily basis? Like, my wrist hurts, my hand hurts. That said, I'm really enjoying it. It's really kind of left me not having much of a clue where this is going right now, which is kind of fun, and we're starting to get quite into the deep depths of where things are starting to go. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. For my wrist's sake, once I've had some dinner, I'm gonna read on my Kindle tonight. I can't remember what it is I'm reading. A NetGalley book. So yeah, that'll be tonight's reading, because my wrist can't take anymore. Honestly, taking tips. I've tried sitting in loads of different places, in loads of different positions. It's okay when I can find a position where I can just rest it on something, but that doesn't stay very comfy for long, honestly. This thing is heavy. So it's April the 2nd, and as you can see from yesterday's sort of end clip, I didn't do any more reading yesterday. I'm still also on page 113 in The Starless Sea. Don't feel like breaking my wrist reading that, or at least not at this moment, maybe later on, so I'm going to read on my Kindle for the foreseeable. It's already like 1:30 in the afternoon, so I've had a shower, kind of got half ready for the day, because what's the point to be on this? And I played Animal Crossing all morning, so I'm set for some reading now. So yeah, I'm going to read Dear Edward, and that is a book that I got from NetGalley that I really need to crack on with. I've been reading forever. It's a book where a boy survives a plane crash, but nobody else does. And I'm only like 15% into it also, so I don't know an awful lot more than that yet. So yeah, that can be this afternoon's reading, so I can read on my Kindle and not break my wrist like yesterday. So it's now the 3rd of April. I'm getting really bad at updating. You'd think for someone who's stuck at home all the time, they'd have nothing better to do than update you, but apparently I've been finding things better to do. I mean, it's partly due to that switch over there, to be honest. Animal Crossing. I've put over 50 hours into that since it came out. It turns out, never mind. I've also been obsessively colouring because it's just really therapeutic. So I've been listening to Lady Oracle a bit while colouring that today, and also watching a bit of BookTube today while colouring that today. So that's been working out really well for me. I'm at 54% in Lady Oracle, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, actually. I don't think I'm particularly loving it. I'm not hating it. It's a very 3-star book for me right now, I think. Hopefully things will change. I'm also 31% of the way through Dear Edward. I did get a good chunk of that read yesterday, but it's really slow going. Like, I feel like the premise is amazing, but the execution's just a bit draggy and just struggling to properly pull me in. That said, I have stopped colouring for now so I can go and do some more reading, so that's my plan, and I will update you later with how I'm getting on with that. Okay, so it's the 4th of April. I don't know where time's going. Honestly, not got a clue. I do know that I have now made it to 51% on my Kindle book, Dear Edward. And I'm kind of having mixed thoughts on it. So it follows a young boy who's in a plane crash, and he's the sole survivor. He loses his brother, his mum, his dad, and has to deal with survivor guilt because he's the sole survivor. And at the time of the crash, I can't remember his age, but it's young. It's like, say, 12 or something. So it's really young. And obviously it's like a heart-wrenching story. And I've said before that I was enjoying the plot, I just wasn't enjoying the execution. That's still the kind of idea to a degree. I just find that it doesn't hold my attention fully. The writing's a bit kind of draggy at times, so when I should be focusing on what's happening, I just kind of get lost in it all. But then at the same time, it just nearly made me cry because it's just having such a hard time, and everyone just is obviously... So you get the period of time before the crash, so you get flashbacks to actually on the plane, but then you also get flashbacks to before the plane, and you also have now, and these are all time periods that you kind of swap and change between. And the point I'm at now, we're quite a bit later on in life, and not like ridiculously so, but enough that people are expecting him to have moved on. But how do you move on from that? And yeah, I don't know, I feel like people are being a little bit harsh to him, to be honest. But then you kind of do have to get on with your life, and at what point does that happen? It's just making me think lots of things. It's, like I said, quite a difficult subject matter to read, but at the same time, it's not fully pulling me in. But then it has nearly made me cry, so the writing can't be that terrible either. It's just like, I don't know what I'm going. Rating this book is the long and the short of that. But yeah, I've decided today is going to be very much a try and read as much as I can day, because I've now been off work for nearly 2 weeks and I've finished one book. What the heck? I have no idea what's wrong with me. So today, the moment I woke up, I am still in my pajamas. Today, the moment I woke up, I just started reading and reading. And it was a good time for me to read, actually. I usually hit Animal Crossing first thing in the morning and then read in the afternoon. But reading in the morning I've just read a lot quicker than I would normally read, for definite. And also, I haven't actually fallen asleep. I've got this really big problem right now where if I read in the afternoon, I fall asleep. And I don't know how to solve it. It's not a problem I've really had in the past unless I've been really tired from work, but obviously I've not got that right now. So yeah, that's something I'm fighting right now, trying to stop myself from falling asleep. I mean, like, I've got all the time in the world to have a nap, it's not a major issue, but I want to read and I want to maximise my reading time. And if I sit down and read in the afternoon and fall asleep within 15 minutes of picking the book up, and it's not necessarily because it's a bad book, because it's really not a bad book, like, there's a problem. So let me know if you've ever suffered from this in the comments down below. I would love to know. Anyway, I suppose I better go and get myself like ready for the day and whatnot, really, so that then I can carry on reading. I did it. I managed to finally finish Dear Edward by Ann Napolitano. And overall, the rating just came to me the moment I finished it. I was like, it's obviously a 4-star read. So yeah, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I have had my issues with this book, but overall, the story itself, the subject matter, and the message that you get from the ending, like, it's such a strong message that you get, really just makes it definitely worth the read to me. I would highly recommend picking this book up if you can. Just remember that, as I said, it isn't going to be the easiest of reads for very obvious reasons. So, with that wonderful news, on to tomorrow. Well, tonight even, actually. Tonight I'm going to start The Demon's Lexicon by Sarah Rees Brennan. This is my History of Magic exam, because I need to read a book that features witches or wizards. This also came up thanks to playing my TBR game. If you've not watched my April TBR, by the way, you really should. But yeah, this came back from my TBR game, and what one was this from in the end? So this was Read a Friend's 5-star read, and this was Aoife that gave this 5 stars back in the day. I don't know whether it would still be a 5-star read for her, but back in the day she did give this 5 stars, so really excited to be giving this a go. But you're gonna have to wait for the next reading vlog to find out how I get on with that one, because I'm gonna end this one here. I'm not sure how much footage I've got, so it just makes sense as well to end this one, then I can start a new one with Sunday and kind of go Sunday to Saturday with the rest of the vlogs. So coming up in next vlog, I'm going to try and finish The Starless Sea, I'm going to try and finish Lady Oracle, and I'm going to try and finish The Demon's Lexicon, and also start it for that matter, and officially start the owls, because nothing I've read in this vlog have actually counted towards my owls. But I have finished 2 books, so that's progress. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe by clicking the image of me if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish content from me, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!